Welcome and good morning, friends. In a line to understand certain molecular pathways, where most of the time we raise question how, why, and many more for any human disease, specifically certain complex diseases like cancer, autoimmune disorders, etc. And there are appreciable number of efforts across the globe where we try to understand, in spite of genetic makeup of billions of individuals on the earth, what are the role of environmental factors. So today I would like to connect the dot where certain categories of environmental factors, and if I use the annotation here, we know the environmental factors like carcinogens, it is well known, that cause cancer. And in other way, you can say these are the group of chemicals those are responsible for the initiation and origin of cancer, other than genetic factors. Allergens, we also know these are the group of chemicals, protein. It can be from the food, it can be in the form of the drugs like antibiotics, and mitogens. Along with these three group of environmental factors, today in the same line, the two new terminologies, that is metabogens and mechanogens. I thought if we bring together all these five group of environmental factors, whether carcinogens, allergens, mitogens, metabogens, and mechanogens, that is from the environmental side. So what? Whether these all environmental factors, they participate, they contribute for the development and origin of certain complex diseases like cancer and autoimmune disorders. So this particular discussion and the webinar, that is to make an addition. What is available right now? What understanding what we have, and I hope that this will simplify and this will go for better understanding regarding these like complex diseases like cancer and autoimmune disorders. Definitely all these carcinogen, allergens, mitogens, metabogens, and mechanogens, they have the similarities because all are from the environmental side, right? What are the similarities? Whether these all different group of environmental factors, they become additive in nature, whether they work together for a certain complex diseases. And these are the various questions are there. To resolve and to have certain understanding for these class of environmental factors, first question comes to my mind and all of you. That is some of the obvious and the burning questions, whether these carcinogens or allergens or mitogens or metabogens or mechanogens, these all environmental factors, what is the contribution? Essentially, they may be able to disturb the homeostasis at the cellular and the tissue level, and that may lead to the complex diseases. Whether these like if I say example, carcinogens and allergens, if they are mediating certain disease condition, so whether the rule of probability of hit, that is the theory, is applicable for both carcinogens and allergens and other environmental factors also. And another point is, if it is the probability of the hit, what is the role of hotspot genes, hotspot mutations, and also the somatic hyper mutations? So the billions of individuals on the earth all are going to be hit by all these, what I discussed, the group of environmental factors, but at the same time, the genetic makeup of these individuals, whether in the form of hotspot mutations or the somatic hypermutation, may contribute for the development of complex diseases like cancer and many more. Another very important point, if you look at all these environmental factors that contribute for the generation of certain complex diseases, whether all the work on the concept of triggering certain pathways, right? Like carcinogens or allergens or mechanogens or the metabogens. And once the certain pathways are triggered at certain point of time, that may contribute, or you can say the initiation of certain complex disease condition, right? So all these questions are there. And if we understand specifically for an example of cancer and autoimmune disorders, a lot of questions are still unanswered. And by understanding these environmental factors like carcinogen or allergens or mitogens or metabogens or mechanogens, that will go for an addition to the scientific field, okay? In this direction, first, it is very important to introduce these environmental factors. We know what are carcinogens, mitogens, allergens, but what about the metabogens and what about the mechanogens? So I would like to brief and that can be helpful to all of us. So if you look at, my dear friend, and I have tried to simplify it here. This is the carcinogen, right? We know these are the group of chemicals. It can be chemical, it can be pesticide, it can be pollutants, it can be nicotine, or it can be many more, and also the biological, right? Like viruses, etc. All together, these are from the environmental side. All together, we refer as carcinogens. What is the contribution? Essentially, they are able to alter and disturb the genetic, cellular, and tissue homeostasis. That's what I said. Billions of the individuals on the earth, they are exposed to the carcinogens in one form or other forms. But the probability of the hit to the hotspot genes or the mutations are different, right? And that may be reason behind the complex and heterogeneous diseases like cancer. We do not know on what basis the probability is driven, right? But one thing is very clear, the individuals, those are exposed to these carcinogens, they will have more probability for genetic alterations. Another is the mitogen, right? These are the group of chemicals, drugs, it can be. They're the inducers of mitotic cell division, or you can say the cell cycle progression. Then what? They're also known to involved in the complex diseases like cancer. Fine. If you look at the allergens, these are also from the environmental side, right? This can be chemicals, this can be proteins from the food sources. This can be also in the drugs like antibiotic with some sulfahydryl groups and many more things. Then what? What is the contribution of these allergens? Essentially, they are also altering and disturbing within the cell, within the tissue, and specifically in the form of self versus non-self recognition, right? And then ultimately, we know the various complex and heterogeneous diseases like, autoimmune disorders, including like pemphigus, etc., is developed. So then what? The individuals are going to be exposed to these allergens, but again, the probability of hit, how and why a particular, you can say, genetic alterations can happen, that is also biggest question, and it is not known. Then metabogens. Metabogens are also a group of metabolites from the environment that has the power to modulate the genetic and cellular reprogramming, or you can say metabolic reprogramming of the cells that may push towards certain complex disease condition like cancer and diabetes, right? Fine. And then the last is mechanogens. Definitely, mechanogens are not like drugs or pesticide or pollutants, but that can be in the form of various mechanical forces, various physical forces, and these mechanical or physical forces, they are also able to contribute towards the alterations in the certain sensitive receptors and certain signaling pathway, and that may contribute to certain complex diseases like cancer and the diabetes. So what do we learn, So all these environmental factors like what I have listed here, the pattern or the infections within the cell, between the cell or within the tissue are almost identical. Okay. Now we should go to the next point. And what is the point here? Okay. So we have defined these terminologies and those are from the environmental factors. So what if similarities between, and if I consider like carcinogens and the allergens, how these group of chemicals, group of drugs, group of environmental factors, they induce, they create certain situations at the cellular level or within the tissue so that complex diseases are triggered, or you can say the initiated, right? To simplify what I have tried here, so I have considered this model, right? My dear friend, if you look at, that's what I simplified here. The environmental and genetic, no doubt, there is no any doubt that environmental factors, they alter the genetic makeup within the cell, within an individual, and then diseases are there. But if you look at the carcinogens, and that is well known, we know how the carcinogens are going to cause certain complex diseases like cancer. So one thing is very keyword and the buzzword, that is the trigger. As I said, billions of the individuals are exposed to more or less carcinogens, but the triggering of the disease is not always, right? So the probability and exposure to these carcinogens to a particular individual, and then by chance, like suppose if I say in 30-40 years, an individual is exposed to, knowingly or unknowingly, the various forms of carcinogens, and no one can claim that I am free from carcinogens, right? Either in the air or pollution or pesticide, food, etc. So every individual, if they are exposed to the carcinogens every day, so consider billions of exposures are there to an individual. So all the billions of the exposures are not going to trigger the complex diseases like cancer. So what is the rule maybe? So day by day, year and year, if these exposures are going to be accumulated, and these exposures to these carcinogens, by probability, if they are going to hit the hotspot genes within trillions of the cell of an individual, what I'm saying, trillions of the cell of a particular individual, because we know the inhuman consider trillions of the cells are there. So if one cell by probability, they are exposed to the carcinogen years and years, and if they are going to have the genetic alterations to these hotspot genes, then there is a possibility of triggering or initiation of certain human disease condition. So the two keywords, that is the hotspot gene alterations, or you can say DNA damage, or the mutation, and many more. If you consider this model here with the allergens, allergens are also like environmental chemicals. It can be protein, it can be drug, etc. So once they're exposed to the individual for their lifetime, again, the possibility of triggering is there. So these chemicals, these drugs, these food that are serving as a, what I say, allergens. So the possibility of the structure or chemical structure of these allergens by probability or by the hit theory, if they are going to be received by the immune cells for some other purpose, right? And that purpose can be the epitope of these chemicals, these drugs, or these food proteins, if by mistake, during the permutation and combinations of the genetic alterations within the immune cells, like for example, B cell, so there is a one chance where due to the permutation and combination, and also what I can see here, like somatic hypermutation, where the hotspot mutation probabilities are there in a particular individual, all these factors, if we combine together, so there is a possibility of one event where all these allergen, or out of these various allergens, one allergen are able to trigger or create certain antibody based on their chemical epitope structure, mimicking certain protein of our own self cell, like for example, skin cell, right? So if of the skin cell, like epidermal cell, if I say, so if the cell to cell adhesion proteins are there, so if those protein, there some of the epitope structure by chance is going to mimicked by these drugs or these allergens by probability, and then there is a chance of the origin of certain complex disease condition like autoimmune disease, like in this case, what I'm emphasizing here, that is the pemphigus. Then what? So all the individuals, billions of individuals on the earth, they are exposed to the allergen. They are not going to have the chance or the probability to have a specific antibody directed towards the cell to cell adhesion protein of the epidermal cell. Like for example, desmoglein, right? So what is the whole desmoglein, right? So these desmoglein protein, they are going to be attacked by the certain antibody, and that antibody presence within the individual, what I am saying, is a matter of triggering, by probability, by billions of trial and error, one individual or certain individual may have the probability of generation of certain specific antibody to these desmoglein. So what is the rule here? The same probability of hit due to the allergen like carcinogens, what I feel that may contribute to the development of certain autoimmune diseases, or you can say like pemphigus. And definitely the contribution of genetic makeup of an individual, like, hotspot mutation or the somatic hypermutation, or probability of the, the extent of mutation is definitely within the individual, no doubt. So if we combine together, A is the allergen or the environmental factor, B is the genetic makeup where the hotspot mutations or the somatic hypermutation or the way permutation and combinations within the antibody genes are possible. If we summarize together, then that becomes a very critical factor for the development of these type of autoimmune disease like pemphigus. So what is the proposed model? So what I think proposed model can be based on the comparison between like carcinogens and allergens. The proposed model is here. Why and how the allergens by the probability of hit, the chance of somatic hypermutation, or the various permutation and combinations within the the antibodies, one event is enough to create very specific antibody with certain affinity for certain epitope. That epitope is actually present specifically within our own self protein of self cell. What I'm using? Self protein, we can refer here desmoglein, and self cell we can refer here epidermal cells, right? Okay. So if you look at the model here, like allergens, as I said, triggering, billions of allergens are exposed to the individuals in various forms. So by the probability of event and also the various mutations or mutation events within the human body, the complex human autoimmune disorders like pemphigus and many more is possible. And that's what I said, like desmoglein protein, cell to cell adhesive protein, etc. So the point to be noted down here, all individuals are not going to have the same probability. All individuals are not going to have the same extent of somatic hypermutation or the extent of permutation and combination. So like cancer is also driven by the probability. Okay. And finally, as I said, for cancer, it is well known that like environmental factors, genetic factors, and the epigenetic also may be able to contribute for the triggering and occurrence of these type of the autoimmune disorders. So what? By having understanding, we know like environmental factors or the genetic or the epigenetic, how it is going to be helpful to the society. What are the key messages? How the individuals can have benefit by better understanding to these type of the model. So what I have tried here, the key messages for the society and the patients. And what is the key message? Message one. Look at, we cannot change the genetic makeup of any individual, like myself or billions of individuals on the earth. But what we can change or we can adopt here to avoid or delay the occurrence of cancer or the autoimmune disorders like pemphigus is only way to minimize exposure to the carcinogens in case of cancer and allergens in case of including drugs like penicillin or antibiotics and various classes of it like cephalosporin, etc. So these drugs we have to minimize in the lifetime of individuals so that the probability of the triggering or creation of certain antibodies specific to certain protein, cell protein or the self cell can be minimized. Another message is very clear. By the lifestyle, an individual can also manage to an extent, right? Like alcohol, smoking, cigarette, gutka, and many more. So by managing the lifestyle, we can also manage to an extent the probability of triggering these complex diseases like cancer and autoimmune disorders. And third, what I feel that specifically in case of autoimmune disorders, an individual, they have to try their best. Do not use excessive drugs, specifically antibiotics with sulfahydryl groups or any class of the drug. Because by consuming these drugs, the exposure is more. And once the exposure is more, in spite of the genetic makeup, the probability of the triggering of such autoimmune disorders like pemphigus is very, very high. So we have to avoid, excessive consumption of these drugs. Okay, fine. My dear friend, we know the cancer, right? A lot of informations are available. Autoimmune disorders, we know certain facts. But the last question, or you can say the future research can be here, we have to investigate whether carcinogens or allergens or mitogens or metabogens or mechanogens, or it can be any other class of environmental factors, whether they go for the combined effects within an individual that leads to the complex diseases like cancer and the autoimmune disorders like pemphigus. Definitely, I know we have to keep it up learning. The society and the individuals, they needs to be sensitized. Avoid or prevention, we know, is the only cure and better cure in comparison to the drugs. So that probability we can delay, we can exclude, we can avoid certain years so that individuals can be free from these complex diseases like cancer and autoimmune disorders like pemphigus. I believe that the messages what I have intended to deliver is accepted by all of us, and we can get some benefit for for ourselves, for family, for friends, for society, and for country.